Hey, Nick Vandekar, selling the main line and Chester County with Realty One Group Advocates. I'm here with Mike Storty of Foxtrot Mortgage. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Great. So let's start. Let's talk about where you think interest rates are going right now.
Right off the bat, huh?
Right off the bat.
Well, I can tell you that there's been a lot of talk, as you know, about interest rates coming down, and that talk's been going on for about a year. Most analysts are still predicting that rates will go down, kind of hoping to follow inflation. Inflation hasn't gone down as quickly as everybody has predicted. So I think you're going to see a little bit of a holding pattern with interest rates.
Okay.
Even today, the Fed is supposed to talk, and I think they're going to be in a holding pattern in terms of dropping rates because they want to see what all these new changes our new government is doing and how that's going to impact inflation.
Right.
And while we're talking about inflation, you can line up 100 different mortgage people and they would tell you what to watch for, and I would think they would all be wrong because nobody knows what is going to push rates down.
Right.
But really recently, and since for probably the last 4 or 5 years, if you watch the inflation numbers, that'll be a pretty good track to watch in terms of rates will follow that.
Okay.
Right now, interest rates are under 7%. There is pressure on them going down a little bit right now, and obviously we monitor that on a daily basis.
Okay, great. What about first-time home buyers? There's so many different programs out there, but one that we hear a lot about is the PHFA.
Yep.
And you do those?
We do.
And that's like an assistance for first-time buyers?
Well, PHFA is an insurer of mortgages. So you could do a regular PHFA mortgage, which you could put as little as 3% down. There's options at 3.5% down. But then they have a down payment assistance program that you can do in addition to that. And then that can aid people in their closing costs to be able to buy a house. In this area, we also have USDA mortgages,
Right.
Not the stake, but it is the same governing body. And that's 100% financing, so there's no down payment requirements for that at all. We have a lot of access to down payment assistance programs that you could associate with really any type of mortgage, whether it's a conventional loan or an FHA mortgage. Again, that gives people money towards either their closing costs or their down payment.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities, especially in this area, for people to get help.
Okay. If somebody has found something online, thought, oh, this is a great rate, I've scored here. I know you operate like a second look. Do you want to explain that a little bit? Because some of those really great rates don't come with very low fees.
Yeah, and I can see that you have a smile on your face when you're saying that, so you've dealt with that, I'm sure. And obviously we deal with that. I mean, you can just listen to almost any advertisement and it usually says interest rates as low as X or closing costs as low as X, but it's never and.
Right.
So, marketing, the way the marketing works is they're trying to make the phone ring. And it works because people see, something shiny. But once they do their due diligence, they'll know that really, really low advertised rate had a lot of fees that were associated with it. So yeah, we've been using a program called Second Look for several years now. And basically it's a no cost review of what you're getting with your lender. If you're getting a great deal, we'll be the first ones to tell you that. And if we're not able to beat it, we actually give the customers a $100 gift card, even if they don't do business with us. We just feel that strongly to make sure that people are getting really what they think they should be getting and obviously getting the best deal possible.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Thanks. Anything you want to mention while we're here?
I wasn't ready for that last question. No, it is. I would tell you that it is a very trying time right now. There's a lot of pent up sellers that are waiting to list their house, but they have an interest rate that they probably acquired during COVID and probably in the 2s or 3%. So they are holding on to that rate and instead of trading it in for a rate that's in the sixes. So what we're really seeing is when those rates start to push down, which everybody thinks they're going to, it is going to bring a lot more listings onto the market, which, as you know, as a real estate agent, that's going to make it even more competitive. So how that kind of correlates to where we are with interest rates right now, you hear a lot of people saying date the rate and marry the house.
Yep.
So the concept is you take today's rate because the house price is going to be technically lower than it will be when you flood the market.
Right.
With buyers. So I think a lot of buyers are looking at that now as an option. We're running not only what current interest rates are, but what their payment would look like if it was down 0.5% or a full
Right.
percent, so that they can gauge whether it's a good time to buy or not.
Okay. Great. Thanks very much.
Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.